That piece of paper wasn't just a rejection letter from medical school, it was a death sentence for the life I was supposed to live. My father didn't yell. In our house, the silence was always louder and deadlier than any scream. I was Michael, the golden child crushing under generations of immense expectation. Med school was the minimum, he whispered, his voice devoid of affection. You are no son of mine. Those 7 words severed 24 years of obedience. The next hour was a blur of frantic packing. I left behind the luxury I hated and the only family I knew. The heavy oak door slamming shut behind me sounded like a gunshot. I went from Ivy League housing to a basement apartment that smelled of mildew and failure. I sat in the dark for a week, mourning a future I'd never even wanted. I felt entirely worthless. My identity was tied to achievements I no longer had. I was a ghost in my own life. Hunger eventually forced me out. I took the only job that didn't ask for a degree or a pedigree, washing dishes in a greasy, chaotic all-night diner. My hands, once destined for delicate surgery, were raw from industrial bleach. But amidst the shouting, the heat, and clanging pots, something strange happened. The overwhelming noise drowned out my father's voice in my head. I watched the line cooks moving like dancers in the fire. It was honest work. It was real. For the first time since childhood, I could breathe. One Friday, the head cook threw a dirty apron at me when someone walked out during the rush. "Don't burn it, Ivy League," he growled. I did burn it. I burned everything that night. But for the first time in my life, failure didn't mean exile. It just meant trying again. For 5 years, I didn't speak to my family. I worked 16-hour days, sweating in kitchens across the city, learning flavors instead of anatomy. I wasn't saving lives in an operating room, but I found I had a gift for feeding souls. I scraped together enough savings to open a tiny 12-seat noodle bar in a forgotten part of town. It wasn't prestigious, but it was entirely mine. I found joy in the steam and the smiles of strangers. I thought I had fully healed. Until last night. The door chimed near closing time. I looked up, and my heart stopped. He stood there. My father, looking older and smaller than I remembered, stood awkwardly in the entrance of my humble shop. The silence stretched. I gestured to a stool. He sat down slowly, looking around critically at the simple decor. I cooked for him in silence. My hands didn't shake this time. I placed my best dish in front of the man who disowned me. He took a bite. He paused. And the tension in the room was thicker than the steam from the broth. He looked up. There was no anger in his eyes anymore, just a profound, weary relief. He saw me for the first time. Not the doctor I failed to be, but the man I had become on my own. God had to completely wreck the perfect path others built for me so I could build an honest one for myself. Sometimes disappointing your parents is the price you pay to save your own soul. Have you ever had to break someone's heart to follow your true calling? Tell me your story in the comments below.